Merry Christmas to me. We made a deal.
What if we meet next Christmas at the Pentatonics concert?
Shut up.
Okay, I just finished my next movie, and it is called Meet Me Next Christmas. And this is the first of the new Netflix Christmas movies, y'all. So we are going to jump into the holiday drum roll. I give this movie 5 gold rings. Y'all, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. It was hilarious. I was cracking up the entire movie. Like, oh my goodness. Basically, this movie is kind of just a promo for Pentatonics and to go see them in concert because that was the focus of this movie. But it was so funny at the same time. Given, I will be honest, there were some dumb parts. There were. But even when they were dumb, I was cracking up. Like, it was like a funny dumb to me. So it was hilarious. The romance, it was amazing in this movie. I was here for it. The ending in particular, I'm not going to give it away because I want you to be able to watch it and kind of like feel the emotion for yourself. But oh my goodness, the ending, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, I started crying up. I started like tearing up. I was like, oh my goodness, it was really, really good. I was here for it. The ending, how it just all came together. I loved it. The cool thing about this movie too is Pentatonics was essentially the focus, and they had a big part in this movie because not only did you get to hear them sing some of their songs, you got to see them like kind of acting, and they became like so invested in the like relationship in this whole process. So they would like appear on street and they were like, okay, are we team? Should she end up with this guy or this guy? And so they were invested having discussions. And the thing that had me rolling is every time Pentatonics would pop up, they would break out into song randomly. It was so funny. Their manager, like, they were annoying the crap out of their manager. She's like, not again. And then they would just break out in songs, like, so randomly. And it was so funny. But oh my goodness, see, you could tell I'm like still crying from this movie but they're happy tears. They're tears of laughter because I'm the type of person where when things are funny and they're hilarious, I start crying. So you can see my eyes are red because I was like legit cracking up to this movie. Like, oh my goodness. Another thing I loved about this movie is how they brought up HBCUs, because I went to a HBCU. If you don't know what that is, that's a historical Black college or university. And I went to one, and it just happened the main female lead, she actually works for an organization that helps African-American kids go to college and focus on HBCU. In the movie, she went to a HBCU, and also one of her potential guys went to a HBCU. So I liked how they started like bringing those up, and I always get really happy when HBCUs in general just get mentioned because a lot of people don't know about them. And honestly, that was some of the best years of my life, getting to be at a HBCU and to be around others that look like me, because that's not something honestly, that's not something that a lot of people get to experience, because in the world, I'm a minority. And when I went to a HBCU, I was a majority. And that is in itself was just an amazing experience, because when you're always a majority, you kind of take it for granted and you don't really understand what it's like to feel like a minority. And so for me to be able to get the other side and actually be a majority and get to experience just walking around with others that look like me, and us just doing our college days and, making a difference and becoming better, that meant all the world. So I got really excited that Netflix went this route and just kind of shouted out some HBCUs. So yeah, Aggie Pride for my HBCU people who are watching. So I really, really like that. So thank you, Netflix, for doing that. It meant a lot when watching this movie. And just the chemistry and just the whole journey to get these tickets was just so entertaining. It was so funny. I just liked watching the journey. There was like some cameos that I wasn't expecting, which I don't want to spoil. My thing is, when I watch movies for the first time and they're rather new, I don't like to give away too much, just because I want you to be able to get all these surprise like things when you watch it, because that's how when I watched it, I got to be surprised. I didn't really know much going into it, and then I got to see it. So I want you to be able to experience that as well. And I really like Pentatonics Christmas songs, and one of my favorite gets mentioned because in the movie, it's the character's favorite too. So they like brought it up, and it's the Winter Himmel. Yeah, so one of my favorite Pentatonic songs gets brought up as their favorite, and so then it plays, and I'm like jamming as I'm watching the movie too. And you just really like, if you like Pentatonics, you'll like this movie because it's so much of them, and you get to hear so many other songs. They're like in the background or like towards the end. It's actually at the concert, and honestly, they have me looking up if Pentatonics is performing around me because I kind of want to go to a concert now and see. So I gotta look it up and see if we can hit up a Pentatonics concert this holiday season. But yes, I'm giving this movie 5 golden rings. It was very entertaining. I love the journey. I thought it was hilarious, and I like things that make me laugh. In this movie, I was honestly dying. And I just really like the chemistry, the love story. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed this movie. So Netflix, keep it up. Your first movie that you released for this season, I like it. Okay, I will see you guys for the next movie we're going to talk about. See y'all soon.
This has been another episode of Real Talk with No